Hello, grade 10, and welcome to the lecture related to your worksheet number 3. The title is Could Bicycle Highways Revolutionize Daily Commute? And as we said before, the word commute means the distance you have to cross in order to go to your work. You can commute to your work by bike, by bus, with your car, by foot. That is called commute. In the selection below, the writer sheds light on the world's biggest bicycle highway in Germany. Read the selection carefully and then work out the activities that follow. Paragraph 1. In 2010, when the motorway between the German cities of Duisburg and Dortmund was closed as part of a cultural project, 3 million people walked, skated, or cycled along the road. For one day only, it had been transformed into a gigantic city boulevard. Take a look at the introduction carefully. The author begins with a date in 2010, and that's like a decade ago, 10 years ago. So this sort of introduction could be a historical introduction. We can say that it's a historical introduction because the author began by telling us about something that happened on an old date, a specific date, and it could also be an introduction related to interesting facts and statistics. Both answers would be correct, as we would discuss later. So in 2010, the interesting fact that happened was that they had to close this huge highway for a cultural project. There was this cultural event, a ceremony or a festival. When it was closed, 3 million people walked, skated, and cycled along the road. And here, the authorities got the idea that why don't we make boulevards for such purposes? A boulevard just for cyclists or bicycles only, without cars. Paragraph 2, spatial planner Martin Tons. Okay, a spatial planner. What's a spatial planner? In a city, we have different spaces. This space is designated for parking lots. This space is designated for as trading centers. This place is designated for residents or as a residence center. Okay, the spatial planner plans what goes where in cities. This is the city center where there would be different shops and businesses, etc. So this spatial planner, Martin Tons, took the opportunity to go by bicycle from Essen, a city in Germany, to Dortmund. There were so many people that for the first time in my life, I experienced a bicycle traffic jam, he remembers. But when he saw this mass of people cycling down the motorway, we understood there was a real demand. Okay, this paragraph could also relate it to the introduction. You would find later on that sometimes you would get articles where there are more than one paragraph to introduction. Some introductions might be 2 or 3 paragraphs even. In this case, paragraph 2, we're still in the introduction. Paragraph 3. In December 2015, the first bicycle highway in Germany was opened between the western cities of Molheim and Ruhr and Essen. It is just the first stretch of what is going to be the biggest bicycle highway in the world. 62 miles long, connecting 10 cities and 4 universities. Okay. Paragraph 4. When the network is complete, it will remove 50,000 cars from the road each day, with the associated daily decrease of 16,000 tons of carbon dioxide emissions emitted. What's given off? Look at the huge amount of reduction in carbon dioxide. According to the regional association Ruhr, this new bicycle highway is very different from the narrow painted strips which cyclists have to make do with in German cities, often risking collisions with motorized traffic. It is fully segregated, meaning separated from cars. It's only a bicycle highway. A comfortable 13 feet wide and equipped with flyovers and tunnels to avoid intersections. The bicycle highway, it is fully lit. There are lights there, and it will be cleared of snow in winter. So, as we say, full options there. Paragraph 5. Tons, the planner, clarifies that around 1.6 million people live within 1.25 miles of the bicycle highway. So there's a huge number of people who will benefit from this highway route. Route means road. And there are 150,000 students and 430 jobs. So I am not in the least worried about the demand for it. So by giving us those statistics, Tons is proving that there is need for this highway. Okay, if I tell you, for example, if in one of my questions I asked, give me a piece of or two pieces of evidence which Tons used to convince the government in Germany that there's a need for a bicycle highway, you would give me any two of those pieces of evidence here. Okay, so I am not in the least worried about the demand for it. There's a huge demand. The bicycle highway will persuade many people to start commuting by bike. Commuting, going to work by bike, with electric bikes making the choice even easier and faster. Okay, electric bikes, you don't have to pedal as much. Paragraph 6. The term bicycle highway sounds very luxurious, like something of a luxury for a certain privileged type of people. So we prefer to talk of fast cycle connections, says Dr. Spade, who is often consulted by traffic planners from other European countries. And her message is always, do not spend too much time on feasibility studies. Feasibility means, is it practical or not? And do not aim for perfection. For example, the Germans have guidelines that require footpaths parallel to their bicycle highways. When this is not possible, do not cancel the plan and be pragmatic. It means be practical, be realistic. What you want is to get people on their bikes because the bike really is the future. So what Spape is saying here, don't let a single little issue make you scrap the whole plan of bicycle highways. If there is a single issue, if there are small issues, let's deal with them, but let's make this thing real. Paragraph 7, Munich is now considering building a new bicycle highway to its northern suburbs. Suburbs are the areas around the city. We believe the bike is the answer to traffic and environmental problems, said Brigitte Kastrup from the Planning Association of Greater Munich. Bicycle highways are also a way to promote a healthier lifestyle. There it goes. Another advantage for bicycles. There remains one problem to be solved: finance. This is the only shortcoming or something that hinders or is an obstacle to making those highways. Finance is money, where the money is going to come from. Finance or financial. Bicycle highways are not cheap. Indeed, the cost varies between 500,000 euros to 2 million euros per kilometer, guys. 1 kilometer costs this much. It's a staggering amount. So this cannot be done in developing countries, for example. Okay, now to the first part of your homework. Part B, you have a T-chart where you have to categorize information. You get a lot of this in grade 10. Okay, and when I give you such a chart, I expect you to write the answers only in phrases. Give me the whole topic, but please do not write a full sentence with a full stop or whatever. Write only in phrases. Here, now I'm asking you, I told you about the benefiting parties, meaning the parties or the people or the things that favored the bicycle highway that benefited from it. It was good for them. The cyclists, for example, what were the advantages or the benefits for the cyclists? As we saw, no traffic jams, no risk of collision with cars. So those are two benefits for the cyclists themselves. A cyclist is a person who cycles, who goes by bicycle from one place to another. Now, how did cities benefit? What were the advantages for cities? Obviously, less traffic jam from cars. And finally, how did the environment benefit? Less carbon dioxide emission. That's all I want you to write. You notice no full stop, no nothing, because it's just a phrase. Okay? I don't want you to write the amount of carbon dioxide in cities will be reduced by full stop. No, less CO2 emissions. That's enough as an answer. So this is how we categorize information. Now, moving on to part C, skills, very important. Number one, what is the significance of the title in relation to the text? You have to answer this type of question in a similar way every time. All that needs to be changed is the idea, the topic of the title. You have to write the title, and you have to could bicycle highways revolutionize daily commute, or whatever your title is a mini summary, a condensed summary of the main idea of the article, which discusses how building bicycle highways will be the future of commuting because it will ease traffic jams and reduce air pollution due to carbon dioxide emissions. Those ideas are fully explained, or if you want, elaborated in the body paragraphs, full stop. Number two, identify the type of introduction the author uses. Explain your choice. Identify means tell me what it is. Explain, tell me how you thought, why you thought it was that type, and tell me the purposes of the author. The author uses a historical fact. You did the first part of the answer. How did you know it was a historical part or a historical introduction? He talked about the 2010 issue with the closed highway in Germany and how people used it to skate, walk, and bike, and this way they got the idea that they can use it for cyclists. Purpose, why did the author use this type specifically? This type of introduction aims at attracting the reader's attention, giving them background information about the main idea of the article, okay, and if you want, arousing the reader's curiosity, which is why bicycle highways were built and how that would help, okay? Okay, now moving on to the next part, D. What do the following underlined pronouns in the text refer to? I in paragraph 2. Remember that they were quoting Martin Tons, the city planner, the spatial planner, and he was saying, I think that this should be done. So the I refers to Martin Tons, full stop. 2. It in paragraph 4 refers to the new bicycle highway. I highlighted it for you as I was explaining. Now, part E, which of the bold typed words in the text are closest in meaning to the following? Set apart from each other or separated, obviously segregated. I explained it while I was reading the text. When they made those bicycle highways, it's especially for bicycles, so they segregated the bicycles from the cars. They separated or set apart the bicycles from the cars to make things safer for them and to, of course, ease the traffic jam, etc. Decrease, reduction. This is the noun. Noun, decrease, reduction, noun. Now, the verb of decrease is also decrease. They wanted to decrease the amount of carbon dioxide. The verb for reduction would be reduce. They wanted to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is a noun and this is also a noun. Remember, guys, whenever I'm asking you for a synonym or a meaning, they have to be the same part of speech and the same tense as the original word. For example, noun, noun, verb, verb, adjective, adjective. A synonym of an adjective cannot be a noun. Okay, you need to pay special attention for that. Okay, changed, transformed. They were talking about how the highway was suddenly transformed into a highway for skaters and cyclists. Okay, transformed, changed. This is not a new word. Number 4, objects bumping into one another violently, collision. We said that those highways for bicycles would make problems related to collision much less. There wouldn't be collisions with cars. So this is it for this worksheet. Please go through it carefully, very carefully, because the material is going to be on the quiz. Take care and hope to see you soon. Bye.